Talkin Gimmicks, all new number 12. We're back with Julio. Julio's in the house, right?
Yeah, the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I heard everything from the possibility that I was 17 to Quack wrote me off from the podcast. So, but I'm here, and that's a good thing. What's up, guys?
You're back. Hey, what's up, man? You're back. Ryan's here. Ryan, how's it going?
What's up,
man?
guys? Pretty good.
Not much.
Good to see you, Julio.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be back in it. Shoot life was too much for a bit, but I'm back.
Yeah, you made the big return here on episode 12.
I know it's not. I mean, I wish there was more pomp and circumstance, like maybe like some teaser like clips on the Twitter on our Twitter account with like just like a little beard, and you just see the beard ending my return. But no, I got one of those shitty WWE returns. So.
No, dude, this is like a Royal Rumble return, man. This is. You're like no selling this episode already.
No, I'm selling it, but like we'll see. I wanted to like show up and like a skinny dude instead of me, but with my voice, and then like I would kick the skinny dude out of the way, and it's me, but we don't have the resources for that.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're back, man.
No, glad to be back.
And you're going to be heading to Japan pretty soon, right? You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, that's right. In a couple of weeks, on the 27th, I'm gonna go to Tokyo to Japan for a couple of weeks, and I'll be live and in person at the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom 11. So I'm pretty stoked for that. I'll probably be doing some little bonus content out there at the Dome, at some of the gimmick shops. And in all craziness, I guess. And I might catch the day after the New Year's Dash thing they do after, which is on the 5th. So I think I'll be going to 2 shows and a sumo wrestling show. I think I'm going to like a tournament with sumo. Drop off my resume, see if they'll take me. Got to bulk up for that one though.
You got to watch out, man. The Yakuza are involved in that stuff. I don't know if you've ever like done some research into that stuff, but it's like, I mean, it's
to get into the sumo tournament.
Like like for the rankings and stuff. No. Not as I'm talking about if you're trying to like.
To be like like the Yokozuna.
To be a sumo guy.
Yeah, that's hardcore, and like they have to put in. I did watch a documentary about that. They have to put in like kind of like similar to the New Japan Dojo, where they're young boys and they're basically cleaning everyone's giant jock straps and making soup for everyone. So yeah, they got to pay their dues before they actually mix it up, and once they're in there, it's pretty hard. So I might not do that. I'll just go watch.
Yeah, that's probably best.
I recommend.
Yeah, but it'll be cool. I'm pretty stoked about the gimmicks out there. I want to get some Misawa stuff, some Masahiro Chono, Naito, and Los Ingobernables, all that stuff. So it'll be sick.
Yeah, that'll be good to grab that stuff firsthand. I see pictures online and it makes me jealous, but you'll actually be down there to see it. So that's cool.
Well, even when remember when Noah used to do those tours here and with Ring of Honor, and you would pick up like firsthand stuff, like that Kobashi figure, and you got some other your Dragon Gate man purse.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to get like when the Japanese promotions would come over and have something, whether it was like a little feminine or not, whatever, because the Japanese culture is a little bit different. So, but anytime I had a chance to grab something rare or different, I'd always grab it.
I picked up one of those Command Bolshoi towels, and it's pink, but it's legit. And I know Ryan, I think, got the one towel that's like a mask, right? So there's cool stuff.
I enjoy it. Cool. Oh, definitely.
And obviously looking out for I'll keep an eye out for y'all for some, see if I see some Terry Funk or Stan Hansen stuff.
Oh, exactly, dude. It's like, yeah, man, that's the cool stuff that I think about is like, all right, I want all my like retro Big in Japan guys stuff,
dude, like Stan Hansen, Vader.
Bruiser Brody, man, for me.
Bruiser Brody.
Absolutely.
Terry Funk had a bunch of,
it's true,
excursions or whatever out there. So it'll be cool to see like some of those weird things, and plus the new stuff. I'm all for the new stuff. I watch it's one of the few wrestling promotions that I try to keep current with is New Japan. So, and there'll be a bunch of Ring of Honor guys like the Young Bucks and I think Adam Cole, some other dudes out there. So it'll be interesting for sure. Cody Rhodes making his
absolutely. That's going to be awesome.
His New Japan debut, the American Nightmare, as he's going with nowadays.
I love that promo, that video promo they released.
Yeah, where he's like smoking a cigar. And, I mean, I think they could do something interesting there. I really would love to see some sort of shakeup with the Bullet Club, in my opinion. I don't know. I think the Bullet Club's kind of stale nowadays. I know some people are all for Omega and all those guys. They're great, but in terms of the story, I feel like it's just kind of stuck.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, man. The
crazy to go down.
Yeah, and you know, like I think they do like a Legends Battle Royal at the beginning, so you get to see like Fujiwara and Masa Saito and some of those, you know, older, cool Japanese wrestlers. And then, you know, the obviously stoked for Kenny Omega and Okada and Tanahashi and Naito. So it'll be fun times. I'll probably come back with a lot of merch, but not a lot of money. It'll be fun.
Just know you'll be envied by all. I mean, I'm going to be super jealous of you the whole time. So, you know,
it's one of those things, man, that like the opportunity was there, and you know, if I don't do it now, I'm probably never going to do it. I'll have kids and stuff, and you know.
Yeah.
Whereas I've never been to WrestleMania, so that's something I always think like it's more accessible to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, man, that'd be good, man. He'll make sure to post back here with some footage and content for us, and we'll be sure to post that at Talkin Gimmicks.
I'll be spreading the Talkin Gimmicks word.
Yeah.
Throughout the city of Tokyo.
I'll be mailing you those business cards tomorrow. So right now we got WWE Roadblock taking place. Should be interesting. Pretty good show.
Any highlights?
Yeah, but I mean, tonight, not really. It just started. We got big New Day versus, I can't even tell who that. Oh, looks like Sheamus and Cesaro. Later on, you get Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn. A three-way cruiserweight match. Rich Swann defends against Kendrick and TJP. Rollins versus Jericho. And you get the Sasha Charlotte 30-minute cut.
Joe, you cut out there. But I saw some people were not happy with that being a 30-minute Iron Woman.
Right. Yeah. You know, yeah, what was the point of having it be an hour or whatever, you know?
Like some of like the regular main event matches will go like from 20 to 30 minutes. So I feel like that was that is kind of, if you're going to do an Iron Man, you got to do like the hour, if not just do some other stipulation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do not understand or really agree with what seems to be a race for them to just go ahead and set up first of everything that has ever happened in wrestling right now. For women, it's like, all right, everything that we've ever done, we got to let the women do it now, no matter how good it is or how much build up or what it means. It's kind of a disturbing trend.
Yeah, it's like they want to be cutting edge, but I mean, it's not much.
No, yeah, I agree. I think they want to stake their claim to a lot of things, but even then, like, there's a lot of the stuff that the women have done, like in Japan, like women have been doing cage matches and death matches, and all sorts of gimmick matches. So you really can't make some of those things. But I mean, in this part of the world, you know, a lot of the wrestling fans that follow WWE aren't really, you know, following anything else outside of it.
Right.
Yeah. So I went to a house show the other night, live event, you want to call it, I guess, in Rochester, Friday night. Pretty fun, man. Actually, when I was going to buy tickets, I was walking out of the venue, and I run into none other than Bob Backlund, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And
How'd that go?
He seemed good, man. He seemed a little lost, to be honest with you. But he asked where the hotel was, so I told him there was one up the road, which I knew where there was. I knew there was one up the road. I wasn't just bullshitting him or whatever. But
sure. Hopefully he has some handlers there to watch out for him or something.
I hope so.
What if in his age he confused you with Eric Rowan?
Yeah, really short ass Eric Rowan. Yeah. No, but he ended up working with Darren Young in his corner that night, doing this whole make Darren Young great again shtick, which was pretty cool to see. But it was a fun show. Rollins was there. Kevin Owens was there. It was cool, man. Me and my bud. And it was a fun time. So, all right. Chikara Pro Wrestling episode of the week. Every week we watch episodes from chikaratopia.com, and we review it here on the show. So this week looks like I chose Chikara King of Trios Night 3, Season 10, April 17th, 2011.
Who picked this, by the way?
I picked this one.
You picked it, right?
Yeah, I was there at the show, so I haven't watched this one back in a long time. And I know that was a really good show from what I remember, and it actually held up. So we'll talk about that right now. So this was actually at the ECW Arena. This was my first King of Trios I went to. This was when it was in Philadelphia. So kind of a bigger field, the lights and everything, kind of the setup, the entrance and everything kind of felt a little more, a little bigger, So the opening match was Masas, Ophidian, and Huracan. The Osirian Portal versus the Colony. Definitely a very good opening match here. 6 great competitors. What do you guys think of this match?
I thought it was awesome. It's a good matchup. You've got the just crazy high-flying body control stuff from Fire Ant and Ophidian on each side, and I haven't seen Huracan too much, and I really enjoyed his role in the match as well. What about you, Julio?
No, I remember watching this the first time, around that time frame, 2011, 2012. And I was all for the ants. I mean, the ants were always super cool. And then I remember, because the way I went back and watched Chikara, I would, go back and watch an event, but, in certain pieces, I would lose the story. I didn't know what was going on because I would pick an event, I would buy it and watch it. So I remember being thrown off when I saw Huracan at this King of Trios tournament. I didn't really know his backstory, but overall it was pretty good. Fire Ant, like you said, and Ophidian are kind of very similar styles. You can say the same thing about Soldier and Green Ant have a certain type of style. Masas, high flying, that kind of match. And I think it was a classic, two of the classic Chikara factions going at it, and ultimately the Ants get the W.
Right?
Yeah, it's a semifinals match, so it's one of those things that it's obviously going to be high quality. Two of the best teams in Chikara.
So go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to say it was definitely a good match. Huracan, for kind of a smaller, shorter dude, his moveset was pretty cool, man. He had some pretty impactful moves.
Yeah.
And huge shooting star press from the top, but Soldier ended up kicking out. But yeah, it was definitely a good match. But no, go ahead, Julio.
No, it was just two things. Do we, from a storyline standpoint, was there anything that happened with Huracan that he's no longer there was no continuity with him? You guys know?
I do not.
I think he kind of just came in just to be kind of like a third for trios, to truly be honest with you. I'm really not sure. He may have done a couple more matches, but
right.
Oh, breaking news on Talkin Gimmicks, even though you're going to find this is not breaking at all. New tag team champions.
Oh, really? Sheamus and
yes.
Cesaro?
Sheamus and Cesaro won, but Sheamus has both titles. And Cesaro celebrating in the crowd, so I don't know what the hell's going on, but New Day didn't really want to give the titles over. That was pretty cool at the end. They were holding on to them and grabbing them, and they really didn't want to give them over, but they handed them over. So,
I mean, I think
Did they break the record? Are they
Yeah,
are
they
they the
broke the
longest
record.
holders now?
Yeah, they like several weeks ago. I think they broke Demolition's record.
yep.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool, man. Cesaro with another title. That's fucking pretty sweet.
And I mean, the New Day don't really need those titles, right?
Not anymore.
Totally, not anymore.
No, they definitely don't need them. All right, back to Chikara action. So, next match, Team Fist.
Before you get into the next match, the only thing I wanted to ask you, Joey, because you were that 2011, and you've been to the recent ones. Like, can you like compare the vibe or the crowd or the atmosphere? Because Ryan and I, we are new in the sense of like the King of Trios we've attended have been after the dark period. So, kind of, did you think about that while you were watching, or do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think just if you had to experience like the arena part of it with the entrance, because you could see clearly, like the Easton puts up a good, setup and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, and it's really big and everything, but like something about the ECW arena with the sound and the quality and the lights was a big thing too, and the controlling of all that shit, because it was like a venue made for that stuff, makes it feel a lot bigger to me. But like I enjoy Easton because of the access to get there. It's closer. It's less hectic than Philly and shit like that. But all in all, like I guess watching it back, like I think back then for some reason, because I got into Chikara like a couple years before then, like for some reason the era of like 2009 to 2012 was more special to me than like when they went dark. Not that like when they went dark like did anything like to piss me off or anything, but like I don't know if it was the talent. It might have been the fact that Quackenbush was on every card, which is very possible. Just seeing him and the shit like that. So it's tough, man. It's kind of tough to compare them, But I definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I always wonder because like
every year,
I was never able to go to a show before the dark period. Like the first Chikara show, I think in terms of Chikara, I've only been to King of Trios. I haven't been to any other Chikara event. Just been the past 3 years of King of Trios.
Yeah.
So I always wonder, especially when they used to run shows a lot in that arena, which is like a classic wrestling venue. I always thought like maybe they got a little bit of more of a mixed crowd, a different crowd.
A little bit of a mixed crowd. I guess a little more of like a rowdier crowd, maybe because it's more food-driven. Maybe, no swearing and stuff like that. People still kind of know the lines of Chikara, but like, actually, what I did notice was at the King of Trios, on day 3 of this show, there was a ton of kids, like there normally is, on day 3s of Trios. But this particular one, I think there was like they were raising money or not raising money, but they like had some kind of home, like maybe like they bust a couple, kids in, like less privileged, maybe kids like that or something. And there was a ton of them sitting in the crowd, which was pretty cool, So, and actually this was the event that, like not long after Larry Sweeney.
Oh, that's right.
Passed. I know Ryan texted me about that. He noticed
they were doing the purple armband, right?
The armbands.
Yeah.
And in Jigsaw's match, you notice he does like the 12 large elbow drop, and kind of Bryson says in a commentary. So
yeah,
definitely a different feel. There was definitely something in the air that night, with Sweeney and everything, and the Team Michinoku Pro on the card. So that's where we get to now. Team Fist versus Team Michinoku Pro. Chuck Taylor, Icarus, Johnny Gargano versus Dick Togo, Great Sasuke, and Akushi, and Jinsuke Shinzaki. Definitely an interesting matchup. I mean, this was a big reason I went to King of Trios was because of Michinoku Pro. Once they got announced, definitely, added to the fact that a great card. So Dick Togo actually was just recently working for Volve, if you guys didn't know. So I think he came out of retirement, right?
I'm not sure, but I know he wrestled. Was it Chris Hero and someone else?
Chris Hero and then Ethan Page. Yep.
Yeah.
2 good matches for him. I know he put Ethan Page over actually after the match. I read an article that was in Japanese. I translated it for Ethan Page online, and Togo put him over pretty good. So yeah, Togo's back, man. I don't know if I thought he said he retired, but I could be wrong. But yeah, good match. Fist typical heels like usual, you know. Michinoku definitely over with the fans. Big contrast of styles. You know, former WWF guy. In Hakushi. Right. And so it's definitely.
I remember Hakushi's run in the Shinzaki, who would go by Hakushi. He had some feuds with Bret Hart. He was always pretty cool. He used to do the mantis rope walk or whatever. That was like his thing too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Y'all ever watch a match with him in Great Muta from like it's one of the New Japan like pay-per-views, but like it's bloody as hell, and since he wears all white, like his white pants are like all bloodied up because Muta like started stabbing him with like a piece of wood that had broken off. It's pretty intense. It's a pretty good match.
Jesus, I have to check that out.
No, it's really good. Like you see a really dark side of Muta in that match, I think.
Wow. Well, this match was pretty crazy, man. For some points, you know, triple sunset flip from Michinoku Pro. Sasuke on the top rope for a huge like cannonball from the top to all men on the outside, which was pretty cool to see.
So cool, dude! Right over the ring post like that.
Yeah, that was really
fucking
sweet.
great.
Dick Togo with the pedigree to Icarus. They kind of said like he's using Icarus's move, but Togo is used the pedigree also, so that's his move too. A little sloppy, you know. A lot of people kind of like think his pedigree is a little bit different. Icarus is kind of like different too because he kind of jumps up and the way he kind of brings the guy down is different also. So Gargano hit Togo with a chair, typical heel fist move there. And then this move was real cool. I know they said they teased it and did it the night before, but didn't really execute it. But when Sasuke hit the sick cannonball on Icarus while he was sitting on a chair, that was pretty sweet.
Dude.
That was real cool. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Chuck Taylor with powder to the eyes, blinding him. Icarus rolls him up for the cheap 3 count. So Fist fucking steals a victory, assholes.
Fuck you, Fist.
Definitely.
Although I'd be happy if they came back for like a King of Trios.
Absolutely.
Of course.
With the Kuma now they could though, because with the old school Fist, you know what I mean? Because Gargano ain't happening anymore. But and then so Fist advances to the main event, semifinal match, and Michinoku chants fill the ECW arena, and those guys get a good send off, definitely with a "Please come back" chant. And those guys put on a hell of a weekend performance.
Those guys, like, it's crazy how they can work so many different styles, the Michinoku guys. Like, they can do, like, high-flying, almost lucha kind of stuff. They can go, like, strong style. Like, doesn't Sasuke and Dick Togo, didn't those guys work, like, death matches, too?
That I'm not aware of.
I'm sure Dick Togo did a little bit. I mean, he worked with ECW a little bit as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I guess
sure
more
he's done some hardcore stuff.
Or like like a brawler hardcore. I've seen Dick Togo, and I think like if Sasuke, great Sasuke, if you see him without like his suit, he's like all scarred up.
Oh, like a Sabu type, huh?
Yeah, like I've seen like pictures with him, and you can see like scars. So I'm assuming he's done death matches, but I just I think they're really cool of how versatile those guys are. Like it's crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I mean, that's a total powerhouse trio, man. That's something like, yeah, man, that's awesome that you got to see that in person because that's a trio I would love to see.
Yeah, that was definitely big reason I went, like I said, and it was a great match by them. And if Fist didn't really steal the victory there, Michinoku Pro probably would have went all the way and won the whole thing, which we'll find out who wins later. So.
Yeah.
Next match, I actually bought a shirt from this guy and got him to sign it. Ultimate Spider Jr. versus Jigsaw. So you get an opening promo from Ultimate Spider Jr., which, sorry, we have no idea what he said. but he's from Osaka Pro. That's what I do know. And lots of high-flying action, similar styles between these two guys. Jigsaw with the height advantage over Spider Jr. Spider a little bit faster. You get a 12 large tribute elbow from Jigsaw. Many guys wearing the armband like Julio mentioned before. And lots of kicks from Jigsaw like usual. Huge high spot from Spider over the top, hits the guardrail, kind of smashes his legs, you know. That was kind of worrisome right there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. He crushed that shit.
Yeah, man. I hadn't seen Spider before this match, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing for me was after the match when he stands up and does the webbing thing, like he acts like he's pulling himself up on the rope. That kind of blew my mind for a minute.
Didn't it? I forgot about that, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, hits the guardrail, kind of takes himself out there, and then he kind of does the spider web gimmick, drop kick into the corner before the web at the end, if you remember that. And then assisted rope DDT from Jigsaw for a long 2 count, Falcon Arrow from Ultimate Spider Jr. Then you get super kick into the brain buster from Jigsaw, and then a double stomp for the count of 3. So Jigsaw wins in a great match. Like you just mentioned, Spider pulls himself up in the spider web way. Both men shake hands, raise hands, and get out of there. So that was a good match.
Yeah, definitely. Solid Technico versus Technico, kind of just pure sport match.
Yeah, something to get away from all the trios, something a little fun match for the crowd. So taking advantage of the Japanese talent while they're in town, you know.
Yeah.
So next we get the long-winded tag gauntlet. We could spend all day on this shit, but I mean we'll mention all the teams that participated and everything, and give you major highlights. So first comes Willie.
We have an interesting. Our history with these tag gauntlets are pretty interesting. I know they've been kind of a mixed bag for us in terms of enjoyability or even following along, you know, right?
Yeah, but this one this one's actually probably the best one we've watched so far, I would have to say.
I definitely stayed engaged throughout it. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I enjoyed most of the teams.
Yeah, definitely. So first team is Willie the Bomb Richardson and Acid Jazz, the Soul Touchers versus Eric Cannon and Darren Corbin. Team Anarchy, Team Minnesota, whatever. Tim Don's Bryson commentary. Major thing from this kind of match was a huge pounce from Willie the Bomb Richardson. I forgot to. Maybe Corbin took him right out.
Yeah. It was during the slow motion spot.
Yep, it was.
It was awesome because he leapt right out of the slow motion gimmick and just hit him full speed. Now that was really cool. I felt like they played that exactly right.
Yeah. And then Eric Cannon kind of comes in, Schoolboys in the regular speed, and they advance. And then a pretty new team at this point comes out, the Batiri.
Right.
Pretty much rookies at this point.
Yeah, dude. I was really happy when I knew I knew which one was Obarian, you know, and they didn't really know on commentary. They're like, I think that's Kodama. And I'm like, dude, come on. Get with the program.
It took me a good while to figure it out, you know.
Me too.
So yeah, then he lung blower into a flying DDT from the top rope. Batiri advance actually, so the rookies prevail against the veterans here. Next, you get a team that's no longer actually a guy that's no longer in Chikara, which I kind of miss him in Chikara. Actually, it was pretty cool. Sugar Dunkerton and Dasher Hatfield, the throwbacks.
Yeah.
So some back and forth action, pretty good stuff here. Batiri kind of ends up cheating in front of the refs, so end up costing themselves the chance at some more points, and they eliminate themselves here. Then you get the big bad heel team of Sarah Del Rey and Daisy Hayes from the BDK, which is pretty cool, man, to see them. Like always, you know, every time I see them two on there, like I enjoy that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, coming in against the throwbacks, I don't know. I didn't necessarily expect him to advance. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah,
when they came through.
I mean,
I was gonna say, like, the throwbacks. I thought the same way. Like, I think now Dasher, who's established as like one of the main guys, but I think in this 2011 he was relatively new in terms of his run as Dasher Hatfield, right?
Right, that's what it seemed like as well.
So
yeah, they even mentioned the whatever was the the reason for his being kind of stuck now as Dasher Hatfield and with the electrocution or something. I wasn't familiar with that angle, that somehow he was electrocuted and became permanently Dasher Hatfield.
Yeah, because I think this is like storyline. Because wasn't there like a creator wrestler guy, and then in the story,
right, and he was like Ultimate Breakfast or whatever.
Like trying to find what he was, and then I think that electrocution you mentioned was when he locked in to Dasher mode.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, Del Rey and Hayes eliminate the throwbacks. Next comes the probably the best part of the tag gauntlet for me. Darkness Crabtree and Matt Classic. Matt Classic thinks...
Dude, I wonder who those guys are.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Bash guys. It could be anybody. I guess I'm not really sure who they are.
Really talented legends.
Yeah,
yeah, these are throwbacks.
Yeah,
I thought that was the best part about it, right? You got throwbacks followed up by throwbacks, the other throwbacks.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matt Classic thinks Sarah Del Rey and Hayes are the ring girls and kind of hands him his jacket to begin with.
That was really funny.
Classic's from a different era, you know. If you guys people don't know out there.
The likes of classy Freddie Blassie and Gorgeous George.
And Crabtree is, I think, 95 at least years old, minimum. I want to say. I think they said.
Yeah, they never really seem to know.
No.
How old Darkness is.
No. Matt Classic's fucking awesome for sure. Both of them really. Classic grabs both Hayes and Ray with the double claw. Del Rey kicks him in the head. Crabtree thought he won for some reason. That was really weird. He just thought he wins. Then he takes a suplex from Daisy Hayes. That was funny, the bump he took on that suplex, man. That was really awesome. He just flew. And they back to the old folks' home for Crabtree, they say. And Hayes and Del Rey advance. Next come a team, which was really cool, too. Grizzly Redwood and Brody Lee.
Whatever happened to Grizzly?
I'm not really sure, you know. I mean, I'll figure it out of the business, or he's doing, you know, small things, or if he shaved the beard and no one recognizes him, you know, who the hell knows, I guess, right?
Maybe he was 17.
Yeah, it's very possible.
You kind of found out it wasn't me. There were some rumors about that, but no.
That's very possible. So you get a huge truck stop from Lee to Del Rey, but she kicks out at 2. The cool spot in this match was the assisted German suplex from Daisy Hayes to Brody Lee. That was real cool. And then Roughnecks steal the victory. And then you get Team Osaka Pro out next. A huge drop kick while he's on Grizzly's shoulders. Harada breaks it up. Osaka Pro advance. Let's see. 3.0 comes out. I mean, we could be here all day if you really want to. Super Shisha comes out with Kagatora from Team Dragon Gate. The final matchup is 2 Japanese teams, Osaka Pro versus Dragon Gate. So I'll let you guys talk about this if you want.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, I'm really not good at those these gauntlet deals. I mean, I get the concept of it. I think live, it's a really kind of a cool idea. But, you know, my attention span with these guys, I was familiar with Daisuke Harada and Kagatora and the Dragon Gate folks, and, you know, the typical type of stuff, a lot of speed moves, kind of a good back and forth there. And at the end of the day, Shisa pins Kagetora, I believe. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
It was definitely a weird finish, I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It gets really screwy, you know. Like the last matchup with Osaka and Dragon Gate, you know, was really cool, and they had a lot of momentum going. And yeah, like you said, the finish ended up being kind of screwy. The ref counts 3, but there's a kick out, and the bell doesn't get rung for like 45 seconds to a minute, and the wrestlers seem confused. The ref is starting
no one
to get
knew
pissed
who
off
won.
because no one's listening to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the ref definitely understood whatever he was saying. I mean, he seemed to be getting, you know, visibly irritated that they were not ringing the bell after he called it. You know, it's like I feel like after the ref calls for it, you can't just be like, oh,
we're going
to restart the match or whatever. You know, you can't take it back. Yeah.
Can we blame John?
There's no way to salvage it.
I think
it wasn't John
Giorgio,
Barber, though, wasn't
it?
I don't know. I want to blame John Barber.
I think that was Nick Papa Giorgio. I'd like to be blame Barber for everything, but shit. So yeah, that was kind of confusing. The wrestlers seemed confused at the finish because he kicked out kind of, but maybe like a little bit close to 3. But maybe that was the finish, and I have no idea. But Team Osaka Pro ends up getting 3 points out of the deal. Next match. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead.
No. I think it was really. I guess that's one of the challenges when you bring in, you know, I guess teams from other parts of the world, and then, you know, that whole communication. I've always wondered like how that communication flows, how they like make that happen to where more often than not it works out. But then you get moments like this where there's obviously some sort of miscommunication.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe because
you think it was like a miscommunication between them in the ring?
I think so. I think it was.
My theory is that the ref got confused and called the finish too early. And I don't, you know, obviously I don't know how they decide this shit. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a ref.
Right.
So I don't know who tells who when it's time to do that. But I mean, I think if anything went wrong, that's got to be what it was.
Yeah, it had to be
that he just. I mean,
the teams, or more than likely, like you said, between the ref and the teams, because I mean the teams, both of them could communicate in Japanese, so I don't think that would have been the issue. And then you kind of have to own up to it, right?
Well, bottom line, it's the ref's decision. So I just don't. Yeah, you know, as. Both of those teams, it's 4 pretty young guys, right? I mean, you don't have any real ring veterans in that match, so maybe they just didn't know enough to just roll with the ref's decision. I don't know. It didn't make sense. Didn't flow well. Whatever. Overall, the gauntlet was exciting. You know, that definitely left a weird taste in your mouth. It does leave Osaka Pro with 3 points, right, to challenge for the titles at the end because they went through 3. They got 3 pins. So
yeah, they got 3 points. So here we go. Next match: Madison Eagles versus Japanese legend Manami Toyota. First, you get a promo from Eagles about being the Shimmer champion, saying people think she's the best, but she says Toyota's the best. So. Definitely a good match. Contrast of styles. Toyota, really, really good. Eagles also. A lot of respect between both competitors.
Weren't we supposed to see Eagles at King of Trios, and she got hurt?
Yeah, she ended up getting hurt, though, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, really? See, that's interesting because, I'd never seen her before this. So,
yeah, because when they announced
who replaced her at Trios?
Solo Darling, the girl with the squirrel gimmick, Sugar.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing Eagles, but it kind of sucked when she got pulled. But I've seen her a few times at a couple other shows, actually, for Chikara.
This was very much your time traveling to go to a lot of these shows, like your Ring of Honor and all that, right?
Yeah, this was right around when I was going all the time, man, all over the place. So you get a huge Death Valley driver from Eagles to Toyota for only 2. You got Bryson Quack on commentary during this match. Good pairing. Those guys. You get the legendary Manami Toyota, the Flying Angel, with the Queen Bee on the head of Madison Eagles. Both women down. Toyota can't really pin her. That's her finishing move. Both women hurt. Huge double clothesline from both women at one point. They can't get up. And then Eagles kicked out of the Ocean Cyclone. Queen Bee again for 3, and Toyota wins. Pretty good match. 2 hard hitting.
Yeah, man. Like the last 2 minutes of that are just
that
gold.
was sweet.
I'm not a Joshi expert, but I would want to, like, I guess in the histories, I'm sure they didn't face each other. Manami Toyota and Satomura.
That's possible.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
We need to check that out because that might be worth checking out.
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, because Satomura was a beast at this past game trios. Like, she was really
I bet if you tweeted at Cartoon Dave, you'd respond faster than Google.
Resources.
So the next match,
You're like, hey, I sat next to you one time.
Dude, the next match, I got a fucking ton of notes, but this might have been my favorite match of the whole entire card.
Eddie Kingston
versus Eddie Kingston, man. That Kingston promo, how he's aggravated, how he lost to Claudio. He's going to train harder, hit people harder. Flying out of the entrance ramp, acting real goofy and shit. Really interesting character. Really young in the business, too, at this point. Kingston, the War Machine. Big chops from both men in the center of the ring, Tozawa with lots of chops and slaps to Kingston. John Barber, Sheriff of Chikara Town, is referee in this match. Julio. Yeah, he's doing this match. So
I will say
really good, man.
John Barber, I know he messes up a lot, but he does get they pour the heat on John Barber.
Sure. Yeah.
That's why I'm following suit with that.
Yeah, he's a bum.
I just found that Toyota versus Satomura match. I'm tweeting it out, so I'll tag you guys.
Oh, nice. Cool. There you go. Sweet. We're even talking about Joshi nowadays in our show.
Oh, man. The tides are turning around here. Might have to start the PWG guy gang to a hashtag.
The Pro Wrestling Gorilla? Are you talking about Pro Wrestling Gorilla?
Yeah, PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla. This match was really hard hitting. Absolutely, man. Beating the hell out of each other, dude. Headbutts, slaps, punches, kicks, chops, fucking all you name it. Backdrop drivers. It was really, really sick, man. They were beating the shit out of each other. Northern Lights bomb for only 2. From Tozawa launches him with a huge belly to back. Huge lariat from Kingston. Back fist to the future into a backdrop driver from Kingston for 3.
Joe, you still there?
Breaking up.
So that was cool to see for sure, man.
We lost you for a second, Joey.
Oh, you did? Sorry. Okay.
Must have been John Barber who messed up your internet.
No, you know what happened? Your Twitter notification popped up on my screen, and I think it
no
fucked it up, but that's all right. Well, basically, I was saying that the end of the match was back fist to the future from Kingston into a backdrop driver for 3. Hard-hitting physical match. At the end, Kingston says he doesn't like a lot of people, but bows down to Tozawa. Tozawa does the same. Lots of respect. Great match. Kind of kickstarting the career of Tozawa, I'd have to say.
All right, cool.
Strong words.
I think, man, honestly, because he's kind of a big name now. He's in the cruiserweight competitor thing, and
no doubt. They were. I mean, on commentary, they're already he was kind of. It seemed like he was taking at least the Japanese wrestling world by storm at this point.
Yeah, this was a big platform for him in the U.S. definitely, and Kingston's a good opponent to get that match against.
Sure.
It's always cool to see how they, just to close that out, how they book little guys versus big guys type matches. And I think they did a really good job here. Like, it's hard for it to be credible, right? But, you know, when you've got someone like Tozawa who can make it happen, I think it works out fine. But it's always tricky, I feel.
Yeah, and I mean, this match didn't need any sort of Chikara magic, you know, to make that threat credible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Rated Valdora's finals.
Yep, we got El Generico and the 1-2-3 Kid in this matchup. I know a lot of people who say this is like one of their all-time favorite matches.
I can see why, you know, I mean, that's definitely a quality match, fast, good pace.
Yeah, I think, and you can see like all the glimpses of what made, you know, Waltman or 1-2-3 like great. Like when he had that early run with 1-2-3 Kid, as 1-2-3 Kid, you know, there's that one match with Bret Hart on Monday Night Raw, which is amazing, and you can see those glimpses. I think as he moved into the more like X-Pac heel kind of role, he kind of switched up his style a little bit. So it's good to see that. And then you've got El Generico, who's, I think at this point, that run between like 2011 to like 2012, 13, before he went
Right
back to
before he gets picked
Tijuana.
up.
Yeah, before he went back to Tijuana to take care of the orphans. It was a killer run. Like, I think at that point, he was my favorite indie wrestler.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely for me. Definitely my favorite at this time. I wouldn't even say favorite indie wrestler, probably
wrestling period
favorite.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I would agree with that. Like that, you can touch it. Like Ring of Honor, PWG, Chikara, anywhere he was going, he was absolutely killing it. And this match is, you know, no different, right? You know, there's good back and forth. I was thinking about another Ray Devoladores and then in this one, but yeah, I think it was pretty exciting. The crowd was eating it up. And I don't know, it might be one of the best Ray Devoladores finals I've seen.
I think the story behind it and, you know, just the matchup in itself really lends so much to it. Their excitement on commentary is palpable, you know. And dude, yeah, I'm just really glad that we got to see this match happen. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it winds up with Generico hitting the Yakuza kick and then the patented brainbuster to get the 1-2-3. I'm a 1-2-3 Kid. Wink goes up, but at the same time, you know, 1-2-3 Kid is eating up the crowd reaction. Like, he loved it, and he kind of gave it back to the crowd, letting them know how great it is. And I mean, to this point, I guess a testament to that is that he's still coming back to do different things within Chikara.
Right. And it's something like now every year when we go, I'm like, oh, awesome. Like, when are we going to see X-Pac, you know? That's just so cool that that's a thing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And then that leaves us with the main event. And again, considered by many one of the best finals, I would say, with the Colony against Team Fist. This is just classic. Like, all of these guys, just classic Chikara.
Absolutely. It doesn't like when I think of Chikara, I think of Fist and the Colony, and like this is around when I was jumping in. This is totally it for me. This is you know, Power Rangers versus Evil or whatever, man. It's the best.
Yeah, I think it personifies what Chikara is all about. You know, it's great action, great storytelling, great characters, all rolled into one. And all of these guys, you know, all six of these guys can absolutely go. So, and then you also had the part of kind of one of the main storylines is, you know, will the Colony finally win?
Right.
Win a King of Trios match. So, this went on for about 20 minutes. Conley finally wins it. There's a lot of emotion, I think. Partially because of the 12 large deal, and
No doubt.
also because of the Colony, winning their first. I think it was pretty good. Joey, welcome back.
That was a good match, man. I've been here the whole time, actually. I just haven't said anything.
Really?
Yeah, I just haven't.
Oh, no. I
Yes.
thought you had frozen out.
No, I just let you take over, man. I'm chilling. I've took over for the last 4 weeks, so I just let you take over now. No, that was actually a good main event. Colony Fist, like you said, typical Chikara guys. When you think of Chikara, you think of these two trios. And the finish was a huge splash of Palooza, as LFC called it, from the top rope. Colony wins, like you were saying. Crowd was real hot, real passionate. Great main event to cap off a good weekend of wrestling, for sure. Colony gets their big payoff with the Big King of Trios. The 1, 2, 3 kid at the big match. His promo after the match was real cool and everything, and really passionate, like you guys were talking about. So it was a good show.
Yeah, I think overall that's like one of the all-time King of Trio tournaments, that 2011.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad I was there for that.
Yeah, I think it was pretty enjoyable. Go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead. No. Mine's best for after this.
Okay. No, I was like, I think it's pretty enjoyable. It's very much shutdown kind of Chikara goodness. I think from the ones that I haven't been there personally, the 2011 tournament may be my favorite. Outside of that, I have a personal bias to the ones I've been to live and in person.
Right. So I was going to say, I think I texted you guys that I ended up watching the 2012 King of Trios Night 3 first. It's interesting because a couple characters pop up that certainly aren't present during this King of Trios, this 2011 King of Trios, which was the Legal Eagle, Drew Gulak, and Orange Cassidy as the Gentleman's Club. They take part in the King of Trios 2012. So I started kind of thinking of this win as like a graduation. There's something significant about it.
I can see your point. Like kind of like I don't know if a passing on the torch, but like a graduation. Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Diversification of characters and new characters
or something. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, any other closing thoughts on trios before we move on to our retro?
Well, I was going to ask you, Joey, if so, we watched night 3, and that's 3 days of kind of dealing with the Larry Sweeney situation as a group for the roster and everything. Did you think, like, was night 1 like really heavy? Is it worth? Do you think that you can see it? Can you feel it on the video? I was just curious about that. I've been wanting to go back and watch this since I listened to that Deep Blue something where they talk about this situation.
I think and that Deep Blue something mentions it's one of the hardest.
Yeah, you could feel it, man. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe because I was in the arena, but I haven't rewatched it back, so honestly, I don't know if you could tell, like, the way it's filmed or whatever. But being there, you could definitely feel something, But I can't speak for the way it was, produced or whatever, on the video content. But it's something I'm actually kind of interested in watching back, now that you mentioned it, and because like you're saying, night 3 kind of maybe like it was all not rubbing off, but it's tough, man. We've been to fucking trios a couple times, and 3 days is kind of tough with the conclave and everything we do and the travel and shit. I did night 3, like, not that we're tired, but like you're kind of tired, I guess, right? Because you've had a lot of action and shit. So like night 1's more intense.
And I can't imagine how it is for them running the show.
Sure.
I mean, it's got to be totally exhausting for them.
Absolutely. Especially because I don't know if they have to break the ring down each day, because it's a gymnasium that they've been using in Easton. So for all we know, they use the gym probably on a Saturday and Sunday. I would hope not, but shit, I mean, they'd have to run it out the whole entire fucking weekend, dude. You know what I mean? As opposed to maybe like 6 hours a day, or you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but for next week, looks like Ryan, you chose something pretty interesting, right? Taking it back to 2003. So you want to tell us what that is?
The International Invasion of the International Invaders, the season 2 finale from October 2003.
Okay.
I was checking out the card, and the main event is best of 3 falls match between Quack and Skade. Is that how you pronounce it?
Skide, maybe? I don't know. Skate? I really don't know.
Julio, maybe you relying. Yeah.
Julio. I don't know. That sounds more like a Anglo word. Like if you were going to pronounce it like in Latin America, you would say Skyde.
Maybe that's what it is.
Skyde?
Isn't his last name Rivera, though? So maybe he is like Latin or something.
I don't know. Like, all I know is that I think isn't Skyde the guy who brought the track jackets or got with the hookup with the Chikara track jackets?
Yeah, that is.
They need to bring him back because I want one of those.
They need to bring him back. Well, dude, believe it or not, I was at the AIW show and I seen Hot Sauce Tracy Williams wearing a Catch Point jacket that was fucking the same thing as the Ultra Magnus one I got, the black with the white stripes and shit, but he's got the custom Catch Point in the back. So.
Oh damn!
Yeah, that shit was sick, man, for sure. So that'll be interesting. Going back 8 years from this show we watched early on, Chikara 2003. So the production.
Yeah, this would be definitely some of the earliest I've ever watched from Chikara.
Julio was college. Chikara wasn't even a thought, right? For any of us at this point. Yeah, I was in high school. So that'll be interesting, man. The production obviously won't be nothing near.
Yeah, totally.
This last one was, but that's kind of cool though, because you kind of roll the dice, and early on, Chikara is interesting. You kind of never know what you're getting. So
yeah.
So all right, Julio, I want to take us into retro wrestling for this week.
Yeah, we watched Raw 200. It's in 1997. I forget the date. It's right. The build
March 10th, 99.
13 days before
97.
Mania 13.
Yep. The build up before WrestleMania. Man, this episode there was a lot going on here. A lot of craziness, a lot of kind of the product of his era type situations. I guess we'll dig into I guess the build-up here with Psycho Sid and The Undertaker, that's the main event of WrestleMania. Psycho Sid is out cutting promo, losing his mind. I'm sure there was some sort of roid rage there. Because Psycho Sid was never, that was his deal the whole time, right?
Was being psycho?
Just yeah, but not, because there's different types of psychos, I guess. There's the cool psychos, American Psychos or whatever, but he was just unstable,
Yeah,
I didn't.
He was
insane.
He's an intense guy.
Anyway,
I would not want to fuck with him.
No, I used to be legit scared of Psycho Sid as a kid.
And that theme song too was fucking intense, man.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't his thing. He would call himself the ruler of the world or something like that.
Some shit like that, definitely.
That's crazy.
He definitely was not the best promo though. He was fucking, but he was intense though.
I don't think anyone on this show can take that credit.
Exactly. This episode is literally
shit's all. I think I tweeted out that I've seen 30 different characters in the first 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh god.
Minimum, I think, with the Nation of Domination and 6-man tag. We'll get to it though. So, fuck, this shit's insane. Later on, they're teasing basically a tag match, I guess, with Vader and Mankind versus Sid and Undertaker, right? But Sid doesn't really want to team with them. They don't really want to team with each other.
Right? Why would they want to team with each other? It's a stupid idea.
Right? It's a horrible idea. They're facing each other at Mania.
But Gorilla Monsoon is insisting on it.
Insisting that they must tag. So they square off in the ring. Blah blah blah.
Undertaker cuts one of the legit worst promos ever.
Horrible.
Like I remember texting you guys up like Undertaker's cool and scary, but he should like never talk.
Sure.
Some of the video packages aren't too bad if he does the video package promos.
Yeah, like let him get some, reps in before, letting him. Because like you gotta understand too, like this was the Undertaker right past the era where he didn't talk, where Paul Bearer was his mouthpiece. So he had this mystique and aura and like just coolness about him. And then you let him cut a promo and he loses a lot of that. And even more now that I'm looking at it as an adult versus when I was a kid, I think when I was a kid, he had enough stock from his scary kind of the build-up of his character for me to like not make too much of it. But now I was like, dude, like you need to not talk.
Well, shit, man.
Anyways.
Okay, so next we get Intercontinental Champion Rocky Maivia versus
Tony Roy.
Tony Rua, I got. Okay, Tony Roy.
Rua.
I don't know what the hell.
Was it Raw?
I think he was Canadian.
Rua. They say at some point somebody called him Tony Rua.
Rua. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rua.
I think he's Canadian. I really don't know.
I jotted it down as Tony Roy, but I thought it was like pronounced like that old goalie Patrick Raw.
Oh, Patrick Wow.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, like King in French.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing they didn't really
That must
put
be
the
it.
names in the screen, for most of you guys.
They did for some of these guys. I don't think
They
for
did,
Tony
yeah.
Rua.
But just a couple of the
A
jobber
couple
guys.
of jobbers.
Like, this
which
guy
were
definitely
ones I
didn't.
needed. They definitely didn't have him.
Right.
So I could say the main thing about the show, real quick, was like distraction mania, dude.
Jesus, yeah.
Let's just to say the least. So like in this match, you get Iron Sheik comes out with Bob Backlund distracting Maivia
And the
on the
Sultan.
stage.
And the
Sultan was up there. They were just chanting and yelling all sorts of fucking shit or whatever.
Do you guys
they're
know who
like
the Sultan is, by the way?
I didn't.
Like who's the shoot version of the Sultan?
I was
Just because this isn't Chikara and I don't give a shit. With Chikara I do, but with this I don't. It was actually Rikishi.
okay. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I did a little research about him.
What?
Some show prep.
Interesting.
Wow. So that's crazy. They were up there distracting him. Big cross.
Definitely trying to set up.
Yeah, setting something up for the pay-per-view, I think, even, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they're coming after
defends
Rocky's title,
Yeah, Rocky's
Yeah.
defending the title against Assault at Mania 13 coming up.
And they're going to take it back and restore morality to that title. I didn't understand what the backstory was on that. Why Backlund was saying that Rocky was immoral, or
I think Bob Backlund's
I guess just because he's heelish.
Bob Backlund's gimmick here was like he was trying to make the WWE great again.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like all about like the WWE is now like all these people cursing and women, scantily dressed and everything, and he wanted champions that had values of like the olden days and some kind of bullshit. So that's why he aligned.
So for that reason, he teams up with Iron Sheik.
I know. It's like the craziest. Like, could you imagine hanging out with Bob Backlund and the Iron Sheik?
In my dreams only.
Joey, you should.
I'll pay good money.
You should have made that happen when you met Bob Backlund in Rochester.
Yeah, shit. I watched this a couple of days before I met him too, but I guess I didn't really think of that when I saw him. I don't know what the hell I thought. So yeah, Rocky retains his title, then Sultan comes in and attacks him. Rocky hits Backlund. So like we said, Rocky's defending against Assault at Mania 13. Rocky walks up the ramp, and Tony Atlas, sitting in the crowd, kind of comes up and hugs him, and they
another like random moment, and
really random.
They mentioned that Tony
it's
Atlas
such a pre-WrestleMania thing. Like, come on, dude. Tony Atlas isn't just standing in the fucking crowd by the ramp, like for no
Tony
reason.
Atlas happened to be in Worcester, Massachusetts, and decided, shit, I'm gonna check Raw out.
And he hopped the rail, fucking chilled with the Rock.
I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm not going to go hang out with the Rock backstage and shit. Why would I do that?
They did say that Tony Atlas was there because he used to tag team with the Rock's dad.
Rock's father, yeah.
Yeah.
So next you get a Slam of the Week, Ahmed Johnson, which was cool. I missed a Slam of the Week. And then you get the 6-man tag, which was really random, really weird. The announcers were no-selling it. They cut to the back a couple different times during this match, I want to say even. So they get a 6-man AAA match. Heavy Metal, Pentagon, and Piroth, I think it might be.
Close enough.
Latin Lover, Hector Garza, and Octagon.
I just want to say, like, 2 things. First, I absolutely hate when WWE, when they like have luchadors and they play the stereotypical shitty Latino music. Like, one of the dudes' names is Heavy Metal, and they play like the little Latino trumpet thing. I hate that. Fucking hate that. That's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing, like, the guys on this list are good luchadors, and like, A, like you guys said, commentary no-sold them hard, and B, they cut to like other things like 15 times during this match.
Right. There's the whole thing with China being in the audience during this time. And I mean, so it's not only are they pulling the shit that they do throughout the show where they do split screen and they're showing you a promo backstage while you're watching the match. This is also just completely moving the camera and the attention off the match. No attention on commentary, no attention on the camera for a few minutes while they do all this bullshit setting up China, who's not even on the roster at this point officially. Like, she's not even a wrestler at this moment.
I think they called her Muscular Woman, Amazonian. Bionic Woman. Like,
it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, security escorted her out of the arena, taken away from the action for sure. China fighting it off.
And apparently Vince was told that she was arrested. He says that on commentary, which is really throws a wrench in the story 45 minutes later, but whatever.
Interesting.
We had a Brian Pillman promo.
Yeah, they go split screen with Brian Pillman backstage, cutting a promo. They definitely take away from the action a lot in this match. Even having a split screen where they interviewed Pillman, like we just said, and meanwhile, there's high spots, topes taking place all over the fucking place, dude. Jim Ross actually apologizes for missing some of the action, which is pretty cool. But it's like they have a lot of shit they had to get in, you know what I mean, in the episodes. And like they're like, oh, let's just do a lot of this during the AAA match, you know. Let's do 2 totally different things, Pillman and the China segment, you know, during this high-flying match. So that was kind of wild to see. But Pentagon, Heavy Metal, and Piroth, I don't even really fucking know. They win with a crazy kind of weird roll-up type of thing. So pretty interesting to see those guys. I don't know how much they use these AAA guys, you know. I haven't watched a lot of the shit back, you know.
You know what I thought while watching this? Because if you remember WCW during this time frame, they were using a lot of lucha guys successfully. Like, they established, like, Rey Mysterio and then Guerrero, Psychosis. So maybe, like, WWE was trying to kind of copy that whole thing, that whole mojo, but it didn't really work out.
Right.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was cool. Just, like, last thing there, like, getting to see Pentagon, who's the previous, you know, because nowadays Pentagon Jr. is so popular, and how Pentagon back in the day wasn't as cool.
Right, no, for sure. So next you get a beastly Ahmed Johnson. Yeah, I kind of forget how beastly he was, you know. Versus a Roy Raymond, I want to say his name was, right?
Yeah,
kind of a change also. Then you get the Nation of Domination music hitting. They line up on the stage. More distractions.
Sure. Like the Nation of Domination, one of their guys was rapping.
Yep.
While the match was going
the theme, I think, right? Yeah.
And the theme plays like the whole match.
The whole fucking match, dude. Distracting. The theme music was playing the whole doom. He was rapping. They were just chanting. Really messy match.
Yeah, I mean, Ahmed Johnson just kills the dude. You still there, Jay?
I'm here. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're saying that Ahmed Johnson, I guess it's just a squash.
hit him with the Pearl River plunge for the finish. Yeah, he squashed him out pretty good.
Was it just me, but that Roy Raymond looked like a chunky Lance Storm?
Totally.
I don't remember what he looked like, really.
I felt like he did.
It was like a Smash Master and Lance Storm crossed.
Like the evolution between, like, if you were Pokemon, Lance Storm, Roy Raymond, and Max Master. You know what was the most shocking moment throughout all of this? Like, afterwards, when they have a back and forth between Farouk and Ahmed Johnson, and Farouk calls Ahmed Johnson, quote unquote, an Uncle Tom.
Yeah, well, it's weird because he doesn't quite say it directly. He doesn't say, "Oh, Ahmed, you're an Uncle Tom." He
No, he
said
gives an
that
example,
he
you're right.
reminded, some Uncle Tom reminded him of someone or whatever. Yeah, I thought it was interesting because it was like, I mean, like, damn.
You don't do that anymore. You know, even the reference.
Totally, exactly. It's another one of those things, right? Can't do that on TV today.
You know, I was just kind of to another example in media. You guys ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No.
Yeah.
There's an episode where they do like one of those 80s gimmick movies where there's like a ski resort and there's a race to try to save the ski resort. And one of like the heroes from the show, who's like stuck in the 80s, is trying to get him to do all these pranks, like drill a hole to see the women's locker room. And the guy, everyone's like, "No, dude, that's super creepy. You can't do that." Criticism of how back in like the 80s, all those types of gags were like acceptable. And now if you try to put that on a TV show or a movie, it's really frowned upon. So it made me think, of that, right? Overall, squash, building up the Farouk Ahmed Johnson match. We got a Legion of Doom sighting.
Right. That was cool.
Gearing up to that whole Chicago street fight at WrestleMania. I mean, it was all right. The banter was kind of lame. Like, they're not, Farouk and Ahmed Johnson are really not known for their verbal, I guess, sharpness.
And even when the Legion gets down there, their promo is weak as hell as well.
Yeah, it was not good.
It's like, plotting, nothing.
Yeah,
that you want to see necessarily.
Yeah,
no,
you
not
can
that
skip that one. You can skip that match like altogether, like the whole thing. You can skip it; it'll be all right.
Yeah, the next one is pretty good though.
Yeah, the next one was really good.
Definitely. So you get Jim Ross interviewing Owen Hart, and him and Bulldog come down to the ring. Tag team champions, Slammy Award, Owen Hart versus Wyndham and Bradshaw, the new Blackjacks. So they said Blackjacks say if it was a title match, they'd be the new champions. Bulldog and Owen attacked them to start the match. Owen and Bulldog will face Mankind and Vader at WrestleMania 13, they noted. So,
like, my two comments from this was, first, when they introduced the Blackjacks, they're like, you know, Blackjack Bradshaw and Blackjack Wyndham from, and they just go Texas. Like, they couldn't even pick a shitty town from Texas or even make up a town in Texas. They just go Texas, which is kind of, I don't know, living here, I was like, all right, missed opportunity. And then, is it just me, or did Bradshaw just, like, he tells Owen that he had pretty lips? Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah. There's some weird pretty boy lips or something that he says, and I didn't understand that either. I saw your message about it.
Like, was he trying to, like, insult him? But if he was trying, he was not doing a good job. Like, I just thought that was super. It didn't make sense. Like, what are you trying to do with that? Anyways, the match was pretty good. Oh, we did get another
two more distractions, I think, in this one.
Yeah,
one of them being Vader and Mankind standing by with Paul Bearer on the split screen, taken away from the action. And then you get standing by Taz and Bill Alfonso. So there's 4 different fucking dudes that they had standing in during the match. They're calling out Vince and Lawler, saying ECW is the best, blah, blah, blah. The great debate coming up later on. So back to the match.
God.
Bulldog with a big lariat, Owen with a lariat, spinning back kick, drop kick from the top, lariat from the Bulldog, sharpshooter, clothesline, DQ. So Blackjacks get the win somehow in the DQ, which is kind of weird. I think his Bulldog interfered, right?
Bulldog was trying to
he shoved the ref.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. While Owen had one of the Blackjacks in the sharpshooter.
Yeah. So interesting there. Out comes Taz and Alfonso after Lawler and Sabu do a huge high spot. Shit, did I jump forward? Maybe not.
No, they come out like right after that match. It's kind of it's not weird. A match itself. It's just
making a statement. I think
it's the result of all the shit talking and the cutaway stuff that they were doing with Taz and Alfonso in the back.
Yeah. So Sabu, I think, was he trying to jump on?
Tries to hit King with like a flying swanton or something. He tries to, but he misses.
But who did he try to hit? Lawler?
Yeah,
I think it was. They didn't really make it clear, I guess, but they said he might have been trying to hit Lawler. I think
they basically retcon it in the commentary later on. They go back and say, "Oh, he was trying to hit King." So, yeah,
that made ECW the ECW guys look really dumb. Like
it was weird as hell. Yeah, it was kind of cheesy, to be honest. It was probably just building up.
Everything about that segment was, Which I didn't even honestly, I didn't enjoy the debate segment either.
No, not really.
We'll get to that. We're almost at the debate.
There's a lot more shit before that, but yeah, definitely. So next we get Cassidy, also known as Al Snow. Versus Miguel Perez. Paul Heyman standing by. Go figure.
Paulie promo cut out.
Fucking now he's talking shit about Jerry Lawler. Enough with the jokes, blah blah blah. Definitely hard to pay attention to this match with all the shit, the commentary, everything that's happening during this match.
And like
Cassidy goes for
to your point, like Miguel Perez wins throughout this whole craziness. Like the match is really not anything to write home about, other than Al Snow with someone else. Leaf Cassidy, I think, because that's the most noteworthy thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of a throwaway. That Miguel Perez dude was pretty hairy, by
the way. Oh yes, very hairy. That blew my mind.
Unfortunately, I noted that also.
You could have picked a different outfit or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So next, standing by is WWF champion Sid. Talking about facing Bret Hart next week in the cage. And then they kind of enter the Raw as wartime. Different kind of entrance theme and everything, and pay video package. So then you get the chemistry.
Was it different?
Yeah, they used to do like the Raw as War, like at 9 p.m. You didn't see the whole firework gimmick and the fucking all that shit that happened.
I thought they just replayed the same intro and did the volleyball again at the hour time.
To be honest with
Maybe
you.
like at 9, yeah. I think at 9 they would push some of their edgier stuff, like at the beginning.
Push it when the kids went to bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they went Raw as War from 9 to 10, I think, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's
a little riskier, definitely, for an hour, I think.
Weird. I thought they were calling it the same thing the whole time.
No, it was Raw in the beginning, and then as soon as 9 hits, it was Raw as War.
Raw as War.
I remember when I was a kid, it was like kids who probably weren't supposed to be watching. There's a little edgier content and shit like that, but it was pretty cool, actually. So Ken Shamrock interview with Jim Ross talking about WrestleMania 13, fucking teasing WrestleMania 13 the whole evening, definitely.
Ken Shamrock on the mic right now. Like I know this was like his first steps in WWE, but he was not he looked nervous. He sounded nervous.
Yeah, sure.
Like I noted it. Like they were building up the whole fact that Shamrock's going to be the referee for Bret versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania. He's a no nonsense, UFC shooter guy, so he was going to keep it down the middle. But Ken Shamrock sounded scared, so that didn't put anything towards anything. And thank God Stone Cold pops up in the Titantron and he starts cutting the promo because Shamrock was really losing everyone.
Yeah.
You know, Stone Cold was, yeah. And then Stone Cold's like murdering Ken Shamrock on the promo. And then thank God for Ken Shamrock, Bret Hart shows up. And he starts calling a promo. And Bret Hart's not a good promo guy, I would say. But when he's all right. He's not someone you would think is a classic, excellent promo.
Right.
But when Bret Hart's promo is one of the best promos of the night, it's because we were really thin in the promo department. I love Bret Hart. Like, he's the best in ring, but promo, I would say he's like the middle of the pack kind of guy.
Yeah.
He got much better as his career progressed.
Absolutely. So then we get Honky Tonk Man and on commentary, I believe, right? Or he comes out and does kind of some kind of shtick.
Yeah.
The next match.
Then he goes to commentary.
Yeah. Then you get Billy Gunn versus Aldo Montoya. Sonny standing
Portuguese man of war.
Yep.
I love that gear.
Do you? Okay.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I thought it was.
Isn't that like? No, go ahead.
I had nothing.
You were talking about the gear.
I know. I mean, it's colorful as hell, man. I like the patterns.
Okay.
It's cool.
Interesting.
Isn't that guy just incredible?
Yeah. Yep. So not much in this match. Big leg drop from Billy Gunn. He wins. Sonny was standing by. Then you get Mankind backstage with the Urn and Paul Bearer. Goldust with Marlena versus Tim McNeedy, I want to say. I mean, it's like, once again, another jobber without a name, really. What'd you guys get for his name? I'm curious to see what we all got for the jobber.
Tim
I don't think I even
McMeany.
wrote this one down.
McMeany. Okay. Yep.
McMeany. I'm not sure if that one's right, though, because I didn't see
I
his
have no
name
fucking
pop up.
idea. I really never do research after, like, to see what the jobber names are, hardly.
I just want to say, going back to like the weird things from this era, Sonny's segment on Saturday Night Shotgun was under the covers with Sonny. And she was still in the whole, yeah, she was like, do you guys want to be under the covers with me on Saturday night? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, just not shaking my head, like, okay. Yeah, just wanted to note that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here comes Triple H, China down the ramp. More distractions. Goldust Lariat pretty much beats Tim down. Curtain call from Goldust. Goldust wins, staring down Triple H and China. Not really known as China, I guess, at this point. China takes off her jacket, comes down. China woman, Bionic woman, whatever. Takes down her jacket off, comes down to the ring. Marlena and Goldust in the ring. Triple H attacks Goldust from the top rope from behind. And Marlena tries to attack and jump on the back of China there. So that was pretty cool to see her try to fight, her, even though it's a huge size difference.
Yeah.
Right. I was wondering, does this set up, do you guys know if this sets up a mixed tag match for Mania? If it's possibly Goldust versus Triple H with China and Marlena respectively or whatever?
I'm not really sure, actually.
Let me see.
When it was going down, that's what I assumed. Well, I was like, why the hell are they doing this?
I'm looking at the card and it just says Triple H with China versus Goldust with Marlena in singles action.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good little. I mean, it was an alright segment. They plant the seeds for DX. They're planting the seeds for that stable to become a thing. At this point, then we get to the debate, which for an organization like ECW, that they're like super extreme, violent. Why would they do a debate? Like, I don't associate formal debates with ECW. It felt kind of dumb.
Oh, and I mean, the whole presumption, the whole premise of the debate is that the wrestling establishment doesn't approve of ECW. It assumes that all of the people watching Raw agree with King more than they agree with the ECW or whatever. I totally did not understand it. And once again, basically what we get is Lawler no selling ECW like he was no selling the Luchadors, and this time you've got Paul Heyman there to speak back, but I just felt like it wasn't framed in a way to like really actually be exciting, or to nothing comes out of the debate or the promos. Like for Paul Heyman to not have a decent line that I remember out of this promo is sad.
I think Jerry Lawler, if I were to pick a winner in this debate, it was Lawler.
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like I think I get why they did it. Like they were trying to portray CW as like, the bad boys, right? So obviously King is the establishment. So I think they were trying to frame this for the viewers who weren't familiar with ECW to be like, oh man, these guys are the rebels. So I'm either I hate these rebels because I'm a WWE guy, or I'm like, oh, these rebels are pretty cool. I'm going to side with them. I think that's where they were coming from with this, but for an organization that's into like hardcore wrestling, I just don't get why they would be involved in a formal debate. That's kind of my 2 cents on that. I do remember a couple lines. Paul Lee calls ECW the Howard Stern of wrestling.
Right.
And then the part where King's starting to, I think it's King who's starting to shoot, and I think Paulie goes, "You want to shoot with me? You want to shoot with me?"
Right.
And then Lawler calls him out. No, then he goes like, "Your sons don't call themselves Lawlers because they're ashamed of your ass."
That is the one great like shoot line out of the whole thing. Was that the sons don't take the Lawler name. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, man, that's brutal.
Yeah, and then Lawler is like, "Your mom and dad finance ECW for you," or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That was the best part. Like when we weren't sure if they were shooting or not, or if it was like a work shoot. And then Tommy Dreamer gets pissed off and breaks the podium or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sandman starts
kind of break down from there.
Yeah. Lawler gets
right. Yeah, like calls out the roster, the WWF roster, but like no one really comes out to help or anything for quite a while.
Yeah, no one wanted to save Jerry Lawler. You got no friends, they said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, kind of a weird segment.
Pretty stupid. I probably could have done without it.
Like I could have done like with some more like maybe ECW running in and beating some dudes up or getting into brawls or something like that. I don't know. And then from there we get our main event, right?
Yep, Mankind Invader with Paul Bearer versus Sid and the Undertaker.
That was an all right match. I mean, what did you guys think?
I mean,
well, Undertaker came out late in this match.
Right.
Sid kind of came out fighting by himself, and then Undertaker comes flying out maybe 5 minutes later, I guess.
If you remember when they were cutting that promo against each other, I think Sid was like, "I'm going to do this by myself."
Right.
Yeah, and he tells Undertaker to not even get involved. And I think that's where that whole situation came to be. And
right. And Taker was like, "You can't fire me. I quit."
Yeah. Like, it's the Undertaker. Come on. Like he took his ball and went home because he didn't want to play, That's why kind of looking back at it's kind of absurd. But anyways, the match started to get really good when Undertaker comes in. Like he does this like tope kind of thing, kind of like Roman Reigns over the top rope, like just a dive for a guy his size was really impressive. There was some brawling out there, and then I think Sid accidentally hits Taker or the other way around, and then they turn on each other. And from there, I believe Undertaker throws Sid in after he's all beat up for Vader to pin him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cool when Vince talking about needing additional time from USA Network. But that was kind of cool in the little note.
Right.
Honky Tonk Man was doing commentary there.
Yep. So they're talking about Sid facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania 13, less than 2 weeks away. But Sid's going to face Bret Hart in a cage match next Monday night first. So big choke slam from Undertaker to Mankind. Sid and Vader brawling on the outside. Undertaker went for Vader, but he hit Sid by accident. Sid hits Taker. Start brawling. Taker ends up choke slamming Sid in the middle of the ring. So you got the fucking two guys fighting each other, which you figured they would anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the match breaks down right there, and
they couldn't.
Just like, okay,
they couldn't be partners, and get along. No way. So
right.
Huge plancha from the Undertaker over the top rope on the Vader. I think
that was sick. Yeah, that plancha was sick.
Definitely. Sid attacks the Undertaker again. Power bombs him. Blah blah blah. Taker. Vader and Mankind win. So not a surprise with how Sid and Undertaker act. Since they're going to face each other for the title at Mania in less than 2 weeks. So kind of a sloppy finish, and show was all over the place. Lots of.
I think they were too focused on trying to sell WrestleMania and sell Shotgun Saturday Night than anything else. Like that was.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Like I want to Saturday Night, although I don't even know if it's like on the network, but they're like Brian Pillman was
in some trouble at home trying to get undercovers with Sonny.
That's something that didn't we all when we were teenagers? Didn't we all? But anyways,
do a little bit of Yahoo image search.
Yeah, it's not that hard nowadays, huh, Ryan?
Certainly not.
Anyways,
so that wraps up this show.
All right.
It was a pretty good show. I mean, a lot of stuff. If you have ADHD, it's a pretty good show because a lot of shit happens. Definitely all
Dude,
over
for me, the big takeaway, honestly, was that if you think about it, all the times they cut away during the match or did the split screen, if you made that its own content, that's a 3-hour Raw right there. So, kind of. I don't know which way I'd rather have it because I hate the 3-hour Raw. It's too much TV to watch. But at the same time, it really pissed me off at points when they were interrupting matches that I wanted to watch for bullshit that I didn't want to watch. So I don't know how I felt about that. Do you guys have an opinion?
I think they need to do like SmackDown 2 hours and have the segments their own thing and the matches their own thing and make it work in 2 hours. But if I were to choose between the two options you put forth, Ryan, I guess I would take the 3-hour Raw, and because I watch it from DVR, so I just fast forward.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I think it was from a standpoint of it was entertaining. You got tons of characters. You got some wacky, inappropriate moments. It was entertaining. In terms of the wrestling, it wasn't all that good. But it sets us up pretty nicely for the retro wrestling I picked this week, which to give us some closure from that episode, WrestleMania 13.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
All new number 13 next week, so we'll be watching WrestleMania number 13. So perfect.
Including my all-time favorite match, which was that Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin submission match.
Well, good. We can wrap up all the storylines from this Raw, kind of see what happens with all those matches.
Yeah, I mean, what happened with the Sultan?
That's right. We got to find out.
We got to find out. The new Blackjacks even made the card. Probably not. So that wraps up retro wrestling. That was good. Good show.
Who is this bionic woman?
We'll find out.
That's right. Oh man.
So, and the plugs. That's it for the wrestling portion.
I got one more
show,
thing.
right?
I got one more thing for wrestling.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is that we didn't talk about the WWE UK thing that got announced.
Oh, the tournament?
Right?
Yeah.
Or last week. Yeah. Yeah. So we got a new tournament. Pete Dunne from Team UK from Team of Trio or King of Trios 2014, right?
He was there.
Involved.
Trent Seven.
Yeah, he's announced.
Tyler Bate actually are getting involved too.
Yeah.
The whole Mustache Mountain.
So
yeah, that'll be interesting. 2-day tournament to crown a new UK champion. So
I wonder if they're gonna run that gimmick like kind of like when they used to do the European title. You know, I wonder if that's gonna be the case, or is it gonna be their own thing out there?
Or if it gets its own show, kind of like the 205 Live thing, right?
It
Who
may.
knows?
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. You know, champion's gonna have to defend the title against somebody. You know,
WWE's doing some interesting shit nowadays. I'll give them that.
A lot of people are pissed
No
though,
doubt.
you know, because they think they're kind of trying to kill the indies. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. It's kind of a tough line because people are getting chances. I understand that, you know, and they're getting exposure, but a lot of people are getting pissed that they're kind of like not trying to monopolize wrestling, but in a sense like trying to control the content, which I can kind of understand. You know,
Subscribe to
I can
Flow
see
Slam.
it, but you know, like there's
Flow Slam.
so much content now. Like I was reading
It's
some
hard to
stuff
keep
over the
up.
weekend, some discussions. Oh yeah, I mean, like it's at the point now where I just accept, like I'm never going to catch up. I'm never going to watch all the WWE content. Probably off of watching Raw, you know, pretty much any time. Like I'll just never watch it. I barely have enough time to keep up with their pay-per-views and with the cruiserweights. Haven't watched NXT in forever. I mean, they have so much material, still so much classic stuff, you know. I mean, we watch the retro every week, and there's still a bunch of stuff I want to see. So people, I guess, you know, I can see what they say about monopolizing the content, but at the same time, you know, I'm always going to make the decision to step away and watch Chikara or watch, you know, New Japan when something cool comes around. So
Lucha,
you know, there's Lucha Underground. I mean, there is credible competition out there, and you know, I mean, as far as I see it, WWE's got all this money. Good, they need to spend it. They need to spend it on, you know, making names for all these guys and to just keep pushing wrestling because, God damn it, it's made them so much.
yeah, definitely. No, it's a good point. And then just to kind of curtail on that, they did an interview with the president of New Japan Wrestling, and he mentioned that he thinks WWE is going to buy a company in Japan. That's all he said. Yeah, could you imagine all the heartbreak if WWE buys New Japan Pro Wrestling on Twitter?
I wouldn't.
People would
I
lose their
personally
shit.
wouldn't love it. I would not maybe enjoy it, but I could live with it.
Yeah, it would be interesting because I feel like New Japan is their main competition from a worldwide standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
If you can call it that, I mean, WWE is a beast, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, just before we go to Flood, did any of you guys catch Total Nonstop Deletion?
I did not. I saw some highlights, but
just
I
a few
definitely want to
minutes
catch it.
of now.
You didn't catch it, Jay?
I caught like maybe 15, 20 minutes now because I don't have the channel on my TV, so I streamed a little bit. But no.
I'll tweet out the link, and we'll talk about it next week because
Okay,
it's
cool.
I want to talk about it. I love me some
All right.
Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy.
Word.
Cool.
So
right,
on the
Jay.
plugs, all right. On Twitter, we're at Talkin Gimmicks. I'm Joey Schutz. Your word view, Ryan. Julio _DA. We're part of a network, soon to be named network at STBN Network on Twitter, soon to be named network.com or soon to be named network.tumblr.com. I'll take you right there. And anytime a new show is put up by anyone in the network, it'll go right there. So you can find all the content. Long Box Heroes comes out every Wednesday with a comic book show, every Friday with an After Dark. We'll be back with another show next week. Julio's going to be heading to Japan soon, so make sure to send him off.
That's right. So are you going to be around for the next one? Or do we have you for one more episode?
Yeah, because I'll be here through Christmas and then I'll leave on the 27th. So
okay,
we'll get another one.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get number 13 in before I head out to Japan.
Yeah, and then once you're in Japan, send us some shit and we'll post some stuff for you and stuff. So
yeah, it'll be some. You know what would be the funniest thing ever is if I run into Lou in the Tokyo Dome with his
Lou? Yeah,
Lou.
right.
He hit me up yesterday, actually.
Did he, Lou?
Yeah, for my birthday.
Oh man, Lou's the best. He still remembers everyone's birthday. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Anyways, all right.
Well, I think that's it for all new number 12. We'll be back next week for all new.
Did Joey leave before closing down the episode?
I don't think so. I think we had him. We lost him.
Like we may have legit lost him.
No.
Goddamn John Barber. It's somehow his fault.
That's
No.
right.
Joey.
We'll have to see.
What the fuck just happened?